So, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? We need to talk. We need to chit chat about this medication called Gemtesa. This overactive bladder, latest on the market. I've done some past videos about it, and I am convinced to share my story comfortably. Not only has Gemtesa caused me to feel kind of sleepy earlier than what I expected, which actually was a good thing. So I'm like, okay, I can take this medicine at night and I'll be asleep within an hour. So therefore that'll prevent me from getting up throughout the night dealing with my bladder. So by the next day, I'm noticing that I'm still having the effects on the Gemtesa. It's still working. I'm noticing a little bit of slight retention, which I already do have retention as it is. But it was not a deal breaker, because when I tell you no overactive bladder medication has worked for me in the past, I am talking about, oh God, you name it, I tried it. I think the very first medication I was put on was oxybutynin, Detra-LA. I tried the patches. I tried the one. See, don't get me to try to pronounce these names of these medications. Matter of fact, somebody was like, you're pronouncing one of your diagnoses incorrectly. Just to remind you, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna pronounce my words incorrectly anyhow, but as long as I can get the message out, you know, I would rather, versus have somebody to come on YouTube, I would rather deal with my doctor who might happen to pronounce a word incorrectly, but knows all about IC. Have a doctor, but yet they know all about overactive bladder and can help me and can give me other treatment options. So if I happen to mispronounce a word or two or three or four or five or six or seven or eight, oh my gosh, oh, what should we do? But anyhow, moving right along. And then said, thank you anyhow. No, thank you for making me aware of that. And to remind everybody else, it's going to happen. That's just the way it goes. But yes, I had tried the one medication before this one. What was it? Mirabectric. It seemed like it increased me to go to the bathroom even more so. So by the time I was introduced to this medication, I'm like, ooh, this is a lifesaver. But what finally caught up with me, and I didn't want to say anything until I felt like I was a little bit for sure. And then I had to try it again to make sure I was really sure. Then I had to try it again because I was taking the medication as needed. I wasn't taking it every day, and that was okay with my licensed healthcare provider. I always tell individuals or people, or when I am speaking on YouTube, don't take my advice, because I'm not giving you advice. I'm just only sharing what my experience is, and to talk to your healthcare provider for what's best for you. So my healthcare provider is well aware of how I was taking this 75 milligrams of this medication and getting samples on top of that, because this medication is mad expensive. And like, even if you do use GoodRx, it's still really, really high. Like, you can't even go to, last I checked, you can't even go onto the supplier's manufacturer's website for this. Now, some medications you can, but for this one, there's no coupon. So my insurance at the time was willing to pay X amount, but I would still have to come out of like close to $300 to pay for it as a copay. So I'm like, it's a great relief because it does help, but I felt like long as I can keep going to get samples, long as my urogynecologist is not saying anything, I'm gonna keep getting samples, and that's exactly what I've been doing. But I had not experienced any dry mouth, which was a major plus. Let's talk about the pros, okay? No dry mouth. I didn't feel foggy in the brain. I felt clear. I felt like I was on top of things. I felt like this medication was not leading me astray mentally. I experienced no dry mouth because I have had some medications, and I'm like, ooh, this is cotton mouth. And then you have to be aware of that because that can affect your teeth. And then that can send you down a road to needing dental work, because I know it was one medication I was doing, and I was encouraged to chew gum, suck on sugarless breath mints. I was even given some type of oil moisten, I don't know, medicine. I guess medicine, yeah, because the doctor wrote a script for it to try to keep my saliva glands moistened. That felt so artificial. It was not the real thing. So I gave that up. I didn't stay on that very long. Dry eyes. The times I have experienced that, like, I really contribute having dry eyes to anitriptyline. Shame on anitriptyline, because that stuff dried me out so bad that I think that's why I need to really start wearing glasses, my glasses, instead of trying to borrow glasses from the household. Like, I need to go ahead and get my script filled because it did give me extremely blurry vision. And a lot of times when I get off of something, then I can, like, I'll bounce back. But I'm noticing, dang, this vision didn't bounce back like I had wanted it to. But let me tell y'all, one day while washing my hair, I noticed that I was having just globs of strands in my hand, on the floor, the basin of the tub. And I'm just like, doing the massage shampoo on my hair, and I'm just seeing strands. I'm brushing through my hair still, and they were thick strands. Now, it's normal to lose on average anywhere from 85, 110, give or take, strands a day. That's normal. And sometimes you might not even see it, what you are losing, or it's not setting off any alarms in your mind. But I about lost it because I knew it wasn't normal. And it upset me. And I felt like I was like in the middle of like, could this really be? So I'm trying to do research on it, but with it being such a new medication, it wasn't really much that was written about it. So that really threw me off too. So then I'm bringing it to the attention of my doctor, who seemed to be like disconnected from what I was saying, like, as if nobody has reported that to her, like it hasn't been brought up. But then I'm searching in the groups, and then I'm seeing other women comment on hair loss and was possibly contributing it to this medication here, Gemtesa. And then you think, okay, good. Not good, but I mean, somebody else is experiencing it. Like, I'm not the first to be mentioning this. And I started like vigorously getting on my hair regimen, trying to build my hair back up. And I'm noticing it's taken a while, a little longer than before when I was on a different medication to help my bladder. So I know the signs when something is off, especially when this is the only thing that I'm taking. And all of a sudden, I'm experiencing, I want to say severe hair loss, because I know what hair breakage looks like. And I know what hair loss looks like. And I was literally losing my hair. So then I thought, well, since I don't take it every day, could I space it out a little bit further? Because it does work. And it gets a little complicated when you want something to work so bad, because you have been struggling with trying to get your bladder symptoms under control. And I'm like, wow, this works. But I do have another alternative medication that I sometimes do take, but this just seemed to be the one to work for the time being, but it was the hair loss. I know, with doctors, sometimes they'll mention if the negatives, or what is it? Is it the pros? If the pros of the medication outweighs the negative side effects, they sometimes will encourage you to take it. But my doctor would always tell me, ultimately, it is my decision. So as of right now, I have stopped taking this medication. Will I ever go back to taking it? Yes, there's a good chance that I would. Would I take it consecutive for 7 days or how the script is written? No. Would I go back to taking it every other day? I can't say that either. I don't know. That's why I said, don't take my advice for it. Would I take it just for that moment because I have something to do and I don't want to be at this particular event or caught up? Do I want to run the risk of saying, okay, well, because I took it this one time, and maybe my hair won't fall out too bad, and then, take it again whenever else something else comes up. That's a possibility. I don't know. I'll have to try it out and see. I know some medications you do not want to start and stop. So again, people try to chime in or just tell you, like in these groups, you better not do that. Like really, firing up at people. But as a disclaimer, I always say, check with your healthcare provider, your licensed healthcare provider, and see what's best for you. Because again, this is not advice, and people cannot give you advice. You got to check with your own doctor. And me and my doctor, we do converse. I'll hit my doctor up on the portal, go in for a visit. We talk it out. I do my research. I have my questions, and then we come up with a treatment plan on what's best. So I just really wanted to get caught up, do an updated review concerning this helpful medication that I have experienced a not so good side effect with, that I am convinced that the hair loss, that Gemtesa is the culprit of my severe hair loss that I have to take a break from and then rebuild my hair up. So hopefully those of you who have started it or newly are about to try it, I hope that the outcome for you is positive and that it works for you and that you do get some relief. And the one thing about having this diagnosis, we're not going to give up. We're going to continue to stay in the race. We're going to continue to try. That's all we can do, because as long as we're here, we're able to exchange information and find out what the latest medication is. What one might be working for another, may not work for this one, but the point is to never, ever, 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 ever give up, because we need each other as a community. So with that being said, if there's anything new with anyone as far as trying out this medication, or if you're thinking about trying it and you do have a start date to try it, leave a message. I would love to know how it is going with you. Are you experiencing any sleepiness, drowsiness, anything that's affecting your appetite, any brain fog, any hair loss, anything that you might can share? Because again, when these medications are new, it's not so much information that's out there. So I would love to know. I would love to connect with you. Leave me a comment and let me know how you're doing, or if you're even trying a new medication that I may not even know about. But like I said, I have tried so many. Oh my gosh, so many medications. I've had so many different procedures. Like, I'm just thankful that things do continue to reinvent or to come out on the market. And at this point, it's like, if I can try it, I'm gonna try it. And I'm thankful for the true, real doctors who do want to help us, because they do exist. So I'm thankful for the healthcare staff as well, who truly do want to help us. And again, this time for real. Till next time, y'all, leave me a comment. Let me know what's good.